Well, hello all. Yesterday morning here in California we had downpours, at least in San Francisco Bay Area, for about an hour and a half. Badly needed, no major flooding. Everything's so dry, you know. It drizzled most of the day, but today it's beautiful out. Blue skies, started out about 45. I think it's around 55 now and warming up. A little bit of breeze though. It probably won't get very much warmer than this. After all, this is winter. A new study found that between 2015 and 2016 there was a giant Murres die-off that happened on the west coast of the US, Canada. Here's a map showing the die-off, and they estimated that 62,000 birds washed up on the shores that they were able to count. The new study has found that the number was way off. The number was more like 1 million. And with such a huge die-off, that is considered a mass die-off. So that confirms it pretty much that this the environmental disaster started about 2014, 2015, a little bit before, where it really ramped up to where we could see it. What was the cause of such a huge die-off of Murres? Don't they know that Pink Mario was doing a video? Well, it was because the Pacific Ocean warmed so highly then, but really hasn't cooled off much since. Ocean temperatures go up and down seasonally all the time, but not nearly this much. The warm temperatures made the fish that were normally there for the Murres to eat disappear. They moved north into cooler waters. They were able to do that. The Murres had no idea where the fish went. So the temperature is making the battery run down, but I wanted to show you something right over here. So what you're looking at is a healthy environment. When you see this on the rocks and on the bark, it means that the forest is healthy, that there isn't bad air or polluted air in the forest, and it's not exposed to dirty rain. But it is just off the Pacific Ocean here, so that's why. So there still are a little hints of still pristine forest here and there. You just have to look for it. And so they were just sitting there in the water without any food until they died. The warm waters were caused by what? That's right, heat from the air and the land going into the ocean, because the ocean is like a heat sink. It eventually absorbs all that heat, which then warms up the ocean and causes acidification of the ocean. What to do about it? We need to do something really quickly. We're finding more studies showing that we're a little bit more dire than we thought. That if we get up to 1.5 C, that we will have heat waves that will kill large groups of people. If we were to go up to 2 C, we would see gigantic groups of people exposed to very high temperatures, 130s, 140s. That's coming if we do not do something. If you sit back on your damned ass and do nothing, how is anything going to get done? It can be just the smallest thing, just the tiniest thing, such as cutting back dairy. Dairy is a very environmental intensively harvested crop, like meat. It takes a lot of energy to make it, and you don't get much out of it. You don't get anything positive other than maybe some calcium, but you can do far better with broccoli and cauliflower and cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables. Cabbage, Brussels sprouts, your broccoli, eat that instead. Now some people say, well, I have a craving for meat. Well, So do I. I ate meat quite a bit when I was younger, much younger. In the military, we ate meat. We were forced to eat it. I found that you can substitute both dairy and meat with things like corn. I know, that sounds weird, huh? But if you sprinkle some lightly sauteed corn over your meal, you'll find that it's just like cheese. It kind of gives the same palate. So you just have to use different thinking when you're making your meals. And you can substitute what you had. The reason I bring up the Murres issue is that the Pacific Ocean hasn't really cooled down that much, and things are setting up for another major die-off of what's left of the Murres population. So it's so important, and that's what I'm trying to show you here, is that it's so important that we care about the wildlife and the others that can't do anything, like move out of the way. You would have thought that the fires in Australia and California would have woken people up some. They wake up, kind of look around. Oh, here we go. But not only is the Pacific Ocean warming up, but so is the Atlantic and other oceans. They're all going through this heat problem. The world's seagrasses are now in decline. That's because of the heat. Coral reefs are being bleached because of the heat. So we need to reduce the heat by reducing our use of fossil fuels and lowering our footprint. But I have said that before, haven't I? And for you mushroom lovers, let's take a look at the latest mushrooms. Let's go in for a closer look. They just started.